Hi and welcome, and let's have a look at the UI testimonials. So you can add testimonial boxes created by you on your website. So let's have a look. Let's drop an element and let's dive into the settings. So first of all, you can see that we have our settings for our main box, which would be the entire box. You can set a border color, a border width, border radius, making the edges rounder. The higher the value, the rounder the edges are. If you want to make it square, you just set it to 0. Then you have some shadow you can set, a horizontal value. Positive values will be moving the shadow to the right, and negative values will be moving the shadow to the left. And for the vertical shadow, the same thing. Positive values will be moving the shadow to the bottom, and negative values will be moving it to the top. Then you have some blur radius as well, blurring your shadow. And you of course have the shadow color that you can choose. Then for your image, you can choose whether you want to display your image inside your box or outside your box, or at least partly outside the box. Let's go with partly outside the box, and let's upload an image. To upload an image, you need to click on this image itself. I prepared one small image here that has been pre-cropped already by 200 by 200 pixels, and you can see that since it is squared, it nicely adapts to the placeholder. So you can choose whether that image is rounded or squared. As you can see, we're gonna leave that to rounded. And you can choose the border width and the border color. Let's remove the border width for a second so you can see what happens when it doesn't have any border. Now you can see it has some spacing, and now it has been removed. Next we have our quote area, which would be this area where the stars and the quote itself are. You can change its background color, of course. You can change the font size of the quote. Then the font style, this is currently set to italic, but you could set it to normal if you want it to be upright and normal. You can change the font weight if it is available to the specific font family you're using on your theme. And then you can also increase the letter spacing, so adding some margin between each letter inside of your quote. Going to the star rating, you can see that for the amount of stars you can choose between 1 and 5 stars, and you can also pick the color of your star. For the quote info area, the lower part right here, you can also set a background color. And then for the two titles, we call it the text for the person and the company. So you can set the color person text to a different color, of course. You can change the pixels, and you can change also the font style, so setting it to italic if you would like to. And then again, if available, you can change the font weight to bold or either light. Normally it's been set to the default, and you can also apply some letter spacing if you'd like to. Again, the same things you can do for the company text. So let's play with this company thing, and we'll change its color. Let's set it, for example, to a dark blue. Not going to be too clear though, but it's okay. We'll change some more values. Let's say we want to have it to, for some reason, we want to have it to 20 pixels. We want it to be bold by default, but we want it to be normal. You can see that it becomes lighter. Let's see if there is a light available. In this case, the light won't be available, but you can change between bold and normal. And you can change the letter spacing as well, of course, of the company. So now we added 2 pixels, and you can see. To change all of those text, the only thing you need to do is click on the placeholder text itself and add your quote or other titles. Also for the quote person 1, And you can say here, awesome company. And this is how you would be adding the UI testimonial to your page.